Working.
Okay.
All right, just let me know if you hear like a beep or something.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're still talking about the border, and the dude takes off with the luggage. And I think my mom is a little bit concerned that maybe he was going to run away with it or something.
Yeah, I was.
You know?
Now that I've been here for a few days, I really wouldn't have been worried, but I was.
Come on, all of your belongings, and you just shortened it from like 20 tubs down to 5 suitcases, or 4 really. 4 suitcases for them, 1 suitcase for me. So yeah, I'd be worried about it too. Like, holy shit, we're just letting this dude run off with our luggage. You know, I mean, that's kind of
scary.
Yeah. So anyways, she wants me to follow the luggage and keep up with it and make sure that he doesn't do anything. So I'm like running after the luggage and stuff. And then,
literally running.
Yeah, running with this guy. And then we stop further down the road, and we go to the right.
And we're just, I mean, I'm going as quick as I can. He's, of course, keeping pace with me.
Mm-hmm.
But we're definitely not running. I just can't handle that.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, he starts going up this hill. And I stop right at the bottom, and I look back, and I see Mom and Charlie, and I see them both over there. And I go like this. I go, hey, that way, you know? Or something like that. And I swore that they saw me. I was like, okay, they saw me. Then,
Nope.
From my perspective, the little dude starts running up the hill, and then he drops all the luggage again. He drops it all over the place again. And some locals actually come up and they help him put it back on there, and they help him strap it up. But like, I'm sitting there watching him and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, Mom and Charlie have plenty of time to get up here now, you know? And then I look back down and I don't see you guys. And I'm like, what the hell? So I go back down to the bottom of the hill, and I look to the left, and I look to the right. Nowhere.
I mean, we kept walking. I had to be very careful about watching where I stepped, because it wasn't like there was a sidewalk. You know, the ground was very uneven, and we were going downhill, and he was trying to keep an eye on me, and we must have just missed seeing you turn.
We just didn't turn.
And so as we kept walking, you know, we were looking all around, trying to figure out where everybody had gone, because we totally lost sight of him by that time.
Yep. So then from my perspective, the dude finally gets all the luggage strapped back up, and then he starts taking off with it again up the hill, right? And so I'm looking around, I don't see where you guys are at, and I'm like, well, crap. Okay, there's nothing I can do about finding them right now, so let me just see where this dude runs off with the luggage. So I follow him up, and we go up to the hill, and then as soon as we take that right, there's the shuttle right over there, and I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't very far. Like, in reality, we didn't actually walk that far. We walked down the border a little bit.
Seemed like it, though.
We took a right.
Walk that far.
Well, I ended up walking further.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
And since it was to the right, we went by that street that went up, but when we looked up, of course, we couldn't see anything. We didn't see any shuttle because they had gone up and then turned right.
Yep. So, from my perspective, I'm just like, crap. I just lost my parents at the border. This is my mom's first time ever coming to Guatemala or Mexico, and now they're both fucking lost. I was like, shit.
And as we're walking along, you know, we're walking. What did you think?
I expected this trail of little shops and this market to lead up to the border, so I just assumed we'll keep following this market and we'll get to the border. And what we got to was the woods.
Yeah, the market stalls just kind of stopped, and then all you could see ahead was like a windy road up ahead, and of course nothing there.
Yeah, that's when we knew we had screwed up.
Yeah, and so we turned around, started to walk back, and I know that he thought I was like really worried, and he was like, "Well, if nothing else, there's a hotel right there," because it was a building that said hotel. And he was trying to reassure me that we weren't going to be actually.
Not going to be.
We might be lost at the border, but at least we have somewhere to sleep.
Yeah. And so anyways, that I was kind of worried too, because I was like, all right, where the hell did they go? And I was wondering, like, maybe they got distracted by something, because I was like, there's no way they walked down that way.
Oh yeah.
you know? And so I was looking up, and I went up and I looked in all of the little market stalls, and I was thinking like maybe they got distracted, or maybe they had to use the bathroom and they went back in here, or maybe they got pulled in by somebody or something. So I go up and I'm looking down all the little market stalls that are close to the border, and I don't see you guys at all. And for me, I've run back and up like several times to the driver trying to communicate to him, hey, I don't know where my parents are at, so hold on. Because I don't want him to leave with all of our luggage and stuff, but I can't leave you guys either. And he was a total jackass, basically, just telling me like, time. And I kept telling him, I was like, I know. I was like, yo say. Like, I know, dude. Like, chill, but they're lost. And in my limited Spanish, I try to communicate that to him. I'm like, mis padres son lost. And he just looks at me and he's like, lost? You know? He had no idea what I was talking about. No idea.
I think he must have thought we decided to go shopping or something. I don't know why in the heck he would think that.
But anyways, so I pull out my phone, I'm texting Charlie and stuff. I have the dolly guy like still waiting at the shuttle, waiting to get paid and stuff like that. And they've already loaded up all of our luggage and stuff. And I look up there, and of course all the backpackers are just sitting around like tapping their foot, like, you know, like what's going on. So I start texting Charlie, and I try to call him. Even though we have service in Mexico, I got a text when I first got to Guatemala that said I could make phone calls. It would just cost 25 cents a minute. I was like, I don't care about that right now. It seems kind of an emergency situation. I try to call Charlie. All I get is a bunch of Spanish that is basically like, this doesn't work here, you know? And I'm like, ah, crap. But texting worked. So I started texting Charlie. I'm like, dude, where the heck did you go? You know, blah, blah, blah. And Charlie's phone apparently was in his backpack. Yeah. Great place to have a phone at a border crossing, by the way.
That's because he was just so worried about me, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then you finally realized.
Then I knew I needed my phone.
Yeah, once he realized, okay, we've gotten to the end of everything here and we don't know where we're going, he was like, oh yeah, my phone.
So he finally texts me back, and he's like, we just kept walking straight. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Everybody went to the right, you know? And so I was kind of like...
How are we supposed to know that?
Well, I don't know. You'd think that, like...
You thought we'd seen you.
I thought you guys had seen me.
It wasn't like it was an empty street, and it was easy to watch wherever we went.
No.
It was very crowded and busy. And the people that we'd been on the bus with just sort of disappeared into the crowd.
And the driver never said, okay, we're going to go from here to here.
There were no instructions.
So we'll meet you there.
Yeah.
No.
What the driver should have done is he should have been the one to wait at the bottom of the hill. And he should have told everybody, hey, go up to this hill and go to the right. Because that would have been very simple, clear directions. And as soon as they got to the top and they went to the right, they would have seen the shuttle and everything would have worked out. He did not do that.
I can't believe you'd be in charge of a group and you would just...
So,
not pay attention to the
anyways,
laggers.
After I told the driver that my parents were lost and stuff, he came with me to try to help me find you guys. So we both go down the hill, and I know that you guys had went that way. And I told the driver, I was like, I think they went this way, but I don't know how far. So he comes down there with me and stuff, and I still have my backpack and stuff like that. And for some reason, he just stops. Like, we went down quite a ways, and then he just stops and he turns to me and he's like, wait here. And then he just takes off and he sprints down the road to try to find you guys, I guess. You know?
Which at least he did that. At least he didn't leave us.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, and I don't know what happened whenever he found you guys. All I saw from my perspective was him sort of going like this and like throwing his hands up at you guys. Like, hey, what the hell?
Well, we were walking back, but now it's uphill.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that was extremely difficult. And I was starting to have a little chest pain. I knew I needed to rest. I thought, I'm just not going to be able to go much further. And then we see him, like, I don't know, 20 feet ahead of us.
Yeah.
And he turns around and he's like, tapping at his, thing, saying something in Spanish. And I was just like...
Yeah, that didn't go well.
Yeah.
I started yelling, I've got a heart condition, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody felt sorry for me. All the local people, in the, at the stalls and everything, they were just like...
Mm-hmm. So anyways, the guy just looks at me and he was just like, basically like, hurry up, you know, and then he just sort of like goes away.
Yeah.
Well, at least now
Right back to the shuttle.
I know where the shuttle is and stuff. But then I look at my mom and she's carrying the dog, and like Charlie's carrying, or somebody was carrying the laptop case too, and my mom just looks whooped. Like she's just like, ugh, you know, and I'm just like, ah, crap. I'm like, I don't want this guy to leave us, you know, because who knows, he might go up to the top and be like, all right, let's go, wee, and start driving away. So I run up the road a little bit. I find a tuk-tuk driver, which if you don't know what a tuk-tuk is, it's basically like somebody's taken a motorcycle and they've outfitted like a cab around it. You know, so it usually has like 3 seats in the back. They're very cheap, like they're almost like taxis in places like Guatemala and stuff. So I find one and I'm like, dude, go down there, and I'm like, you see those are my parents, all right? You see the guy with the red beard? Go pick them up, you know? And I say that to him. I'm like, Barbara Roja, like red beard. And he's like, okay. And then he's like, brrr, and he drives down.
It was so sweet. I mean, it was just, I was so relieved. And I thought, thank goodness this guy, I mean, he hadn't been paid yet or anything. It was just very nice. He came down there and picked us up, and I was
picked them both up.
Thank goodness.
Then he drives up the road, and I'm like running with the tuk-tuk driver beside him because I want to show him where to turn and stuff like that. Because I had no idea if he knew where to turn or anything like that, and obviously he didn't. Because he started driving past that, and I was like, wait. I was like, here. And of course, his motorcycle stalled out, and he had to like start it back up again. And then for some reason, I don't know why, but Charlie gets out of the tuk-tuk whenever it stops, and then just lets Mom ride up by herself for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why the hell he did that. I think you thought that that's where he was going to stop.
Maybe that's where we're supposed to be. And since we're in such a rush and everything's such a calamity, I just hopped out. But,
yeah.
you know.
He just hopped out. And so then I tell the guy, I'm like, look, go up there and go to the right. He's like, okay. And then he just takes off with my mom by himself. And I'm just sitting there watching as my mom just like drives up and disappears around the corner.
I don't care, I'm riding. I don't care.
And then me and Charlie are sitting there trying to walk fast to like keep up with the tuk-tuk.
And this street was like really, really steep.
Yeah. There's probably no way you could have walked that after walking all the way down there.
I just don't think I could.
They walked so far I couldn't even believe it. I was just like, how in the hell did you guys even get down here? You know?
That's downhill, you know?
A little easier, yeah.
Anyways, we finally get back to the shuttle. All of our stuff is loaded up. I'm running around. The only thing I have is 100 quetzales, and I'm sitting there running around to different shopkeepers trying to see if I can get change so I can pay these dudes. And they keep whistling at me and stuff like that, the people at the shuttle, because I didn't realize, but the dolly guy had change all along. I didn't know that. So I go back, I give the guy the 100 or whatever. He gives me back like 55 or something like that after he took out his cut. And then I pay the other tuk-tuk guy 10 quetzales because that's what he told me it costs and stuff. So it all worked out. Everybody got paid. The driver was just sitting there kind of like laughing at us and stuff like that. Even though they kind of just had like a traumatic experience, you know.
I was just glad to be back to the shuttle. I was so weak that I couldn't lift my leg up to get into the shuttle at first. I was like, oh crap, I can't even lift my leg up. What's wrong?
And the other backpackers are kind of just like rolling their eyes, you know. They're probably thinking like, oh my God, I've done this 100 times. It's not that big of a deal.
What is that woman doing?
Yeah.
They were all half our age. So.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, half your age, actually, they didn't have an animal, and they didn't have 5 suitcases. They just had one little backpack.
They were all doing like a border run, probably, not actually moving somewhere. But
most of them were doing border runs.